Hey everyone, it's Blake. Welcome in to my TEW 2020 game, and this is going to be a WWE game, and should have a lot of fun with this because this is, as we know, always with WWE, it is quite a challenge to be able to book a company like this when there are so many people on the roster, but we are going to do our best here with this new game. I know I started here on the channel a while back when TEW 2020 first came out. I guess it's been a year ago now with the AEW save, and that was fun. We did several videos on that, but finally getting back into it, and we've got a lot of fun stuff planned here for the WWE game. So let's jump right into it. This first episode is going to just be a quick introduction to some significant changes that there are going to be with this particular save. And it's going to start with the events and the TV, which is we are going to, as you can see here, do what everyone has been asking for seemingly for years and years. Raw, we are changing from 3 hours to 2 hours to make this a little bit more lenient for booking this particular show. And so that will be 2 hours instead of 3. We are playing our game here, so we get to make some of these changes right off the bat. We're not going to completely overhaul everything with the roster and all that stuff, but we are going to make some of these changes, I think, that are going to make this a bit more enjoyable for those of you out there who enjoy these TEW 2020 diaries. So we've got Raw, we've got SmackDown. We have made main event dormant just because it's already going to be a challenge booking these two shows every week. So we're going to just hold off on having to book a third show with main event. So we'll have, the usual pre-card shows, pre-card matches and all that stuff that we can use sort of as main event. We'll do that on Raw and SmackDown. So we put that dormant. And as you can tell, we've also changed up the event schedule a bit. And here is why. We are going to have your usual unbranded shows like the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and a new addition, King of the Ring. We are bringing back King of the Ring. That is actually going to be our first pay-per-view we're going to have here, as we are starting in week 1 of June. So this is going to be our first pay-per-view, King of the Ring. It is an unbranded show. Both brands will be represented at King of the Ring, but we're also bringing back the brand-specific pay-per-views. Now, WWE did this several years ago, of course, and did it back in the day when they first did the brand split. And for whatever reason, they've gone away from that, and they just, maybe did not draw as well as they wanted to. But for our booking, we are going to bring those back. So you will have the usual, again, unbranded pay-per-views where both will be represented, but you're also going to have No Way Out, which we're going to use in that normal February time slot. And that's going to be SmackDown, Backlash. It will just alternate. So No Way Out, SmackDown, Backlash is going to be Raw, Judgment Day, SmackDown, and so forth. I also added in a special event, which I know it was held, I think it was July, but we're going to add in the Mae Young Classic as a 2-night event in October. That just adds a little variety to the event schedule, and there may be some other stuff we add along the way. But that is something that we changed, so that's going to be the schedule. It just fits how I want to book WWE, so we're going to have some fun with that and see how this schedule works. I think this is one that should be a lot of fun. Again, with the brand-specific pay-per-views, gives us a little bit more flexibility there with what we can do. So that is the current event schedule for this particular WWE save. Something else that we have changed, the titles. As you can see, there is no more 24/7 title. I'm sorry to R-Truth. I'm sorry to Akira Tozawa, but we are getting rid of the 24/7 title right now because I just don't really have a lot of interest in booking that. So we are not going to use that. As you can see, I did bring back the King of the Ring title as one of your sort of featured ones, kind of like Money in the Bank and such. And by the way, on Money in the Bank, yes, there is no Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but we do have plans for that in terms of the booking. We've already got that set for when we're going to hold that, and so you will be able to kind of see the reveal on that once we get to it in the actual television programming. So Money in the Bank is not going anywhere, but we are going to rather make its own pay-per-view. We are going to use that at a specific event. And like I said, the 24/7 title is ousted there. Something else, as you will see, there's only one set of tag team championships. and that is for the men's, of course, and for the women. So we have done away with Raw tag team titles, and we are doing away with the SmackDown tag team titles, and instead we are just doing one set of tag team champions, and they will, just like the women's champions, which currently in this game is Natalya and Tamina, they are going to jump from brand to brand. So we're going to try that out. I think I'm going to like that a little bit better than having the brand-specific tag titles, because I think starting off this roster, the tag team division is not where we would like it to be. So I think we're going to take a little time to build that up, and eventually down the road, yes, we could reconsider going to Raw and SmackDown tag team championships. But for now, we're just going to do one set. We use this nice little logo included in this particular mod that we're using here. I think the data mod is Questlove. I think that's on Grey Dog software. So you can check that out if you want to see the mod. It is, as you can see, it was updated for June. So we're going to use this nice little logo here. There are no champions as of right now. We will get to that very quickly when it comes to booking the TV. But that is where things stand with the titles right now. Everything else pretty much stays the same in terms of looking at the championships. So those are just a couple things off the bat that we're going to look at as, the changes that you're going to see in this particular save here. And one of the other things that we will look at before we wrap up this little mini introduction to this particular WWE save is kind of where things stand right now. I forgot I picked the wrong button. So here's what we have to work with. Here's what we're looking at right now. This is kind of the landscape. Obviously, we have zero worries when it comes to money. That is not going to be a problem. This is going to pretty much be a situation where, this is going to be us booking WWE, and I don't think we're going to have to worry about, going out of business. But we're trying to sort of reinvigorate the WWE booking here and make this an exciting situation, kind of calling back to the days of the old brand split and such, where the creative was a bit more creative, I guess you could say. But this is kind of where we're at right now. You can kind of see the red. These are things that certainly we have to address when it comes to the morale with Paige, Carmella, Chad Gable. Daniel Bryan has entered the final month of his contract. And just so, it is clear, this was something, put into the save. We start the save. This is what we get with Riddle, being considered toxic. So we know if you played this game, there are people that, certain events happen to as you go along and all those other things. So I didn't take any of that out of the game and the mod, however it was put together. So that is what we're dealing with. So we will have to work around that in terms of this particular item right here. So we'll see how we can kind of do that. As you can kind of already tell, I got something in the works here with Chad Gable. I don't want to give too much away, and I try to keep it to where I won't sort of go into the actual, booking decisions and all that until the show is actually done. So we can kind of revisit that each show. But I want to make it as you're watching this, as you're sort of watching the programming that we're going to have on Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views. So I don't want to give any spoilers. You'll find out what happens on these shows, but you can tell I do have something in the works here for our friend Chad Gable. So he is kind of already preparing to turn face. So I wanted to put that one in there. It's a little bit of a teaser for something that we're going to have for Chad Gable whenever he, starts on whichever brand he starts on. So that is just a quick overview. We know what the competition is. It's going to be AEW. It's going to be New Japan and such. You've got Impact, NWA. All of those are in here. So when you look at all these different companies, it's going to make for a pretty fun and exciting save. And hopefully we can put the WWE in a situation where it's going to have a chance to have a lot of success. And, obviously with the money, we're in good shape, but there is a lot of things that we need to change when it comes to how WWE presents its product, the different booking on Raw and SmackDown. So we've got a lot of things we want to address here in the save. We want to get creative. We want to make this fun. We want to make Raw fun again, and that's what we're going to try to do. And so that will lead into the next episode we're going to have. And in the next video, it will be the official WWE draft, where we are going to start from scratch. We're going to draft the entire roster, at least the active performers, the wrestlers we're going to have. We will have that draft, and we will put that together in terms of what you're going to see on Raw and SmackDown. So we will do a complete draft. Right now, they're all set to kind of what they are actually in real life, but we're going to draft them. I've already tried to put together the plans, and we're going to go through the draft and put everyone in the spot that they're going to be in as we start this save. So that should be a lot of fun, and I think you will see, certainly some changes there, and hopefully the rosters will get a little bit of a tweak and be able to be a little bit more eventful when it comes to looking at the possible storylines and all that stuff. So that's what we're working with right now. So we will get into the draft on the next edition of this series here, and we will look at some of the things that we're going to have to work with. Of course, if we just start off the bat here, look at our franchise players. We've got John Cena, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch. You go up and down the line. We'll look at the rest once we actually do the draft, and we'll kind of see where things stand with that. But that is just a quick overview of what to expect here in this particular WWE save. A quick introduction, again, looking at some of the changes we're going to have when it comes to our actual schedule and all those things. So if you've always wanted Raw to be 2 hours instead of 3, you will have that in this particular save, and it should be fun to see the battle between Raw and SmackDown. Which show is going to be the best? Which show is going to be the favorite of those that kind of come along for the ride with this series? We will see, but we've got some exciting things in the works, and it should be fun. So that is the quick start here to our WWE TEW 2020 game, and this gives you a quick introduction for what to expect. Again, on the next episode, we will go into the draft. It will be all about the WWE draft in 2021. So be sure to subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, and that way, when the next episode pops up, you will get to enjoy and sit back and watch the draft and see who goes to Raw, who goes to SmackDown. Should be a lot of fun. So thanks for watching this particular video, and again, be sure to subscribe. And yes, we'll be back with the next episode, which will be the WWE Draft.